I never got to know her. Name. But in those few short moments we spent together, I knew I would remember her forever. Just for a split second, as she was handing me the salt and pepper, I thought our eyes would meet, our hearts would join us one, and fly us off to Never Never Land. It all started in a little cafe on a wet and cold and windy afternoon, exactly 12 months ago. I was looking outside and I saw a businessman struggling with his inside-out umbrella. I saw two cute little school children with yellow hats and raincoats and gumboots disobeying their mum's orders and jumping in the puddles, splashing water all over their brand new Ninja Turtles, Dinosaurs, Simpsons and NBL AFL aggro school bags. I was tossing up whether to go for the more healthy vegetarian lasagna and salad, or the more attractive gnocchi with cream and mushroom sauce, garlic bread, strawberry milkshake with double ice cream, chocolate cheese cream cake, cheesecake with ice cream and a hot chocolate to finish. When she walked in, I looked up as the door slammed shut in the wind. She was a vision from heaven. Beautiful, breathtaking, spellbinding, radiant, statuesque, exquisite, spunky, excellent, choice, fab, ace, unreal, grouse, phantasmalogical, phantasmagorical. I was stunned, I was awestruck, I was in a daze, I was blown away. She was wearing a light blue tracksuit top with a broken zip, a red t-shirt, black oversized cotton pants with patches, one blue sock, one brown sock and sneakers. I think it was a laundry day. And her eyes were liquid pools of wonderment. Blue as the sky and deep as the ocean, yet warm, lovable, and afraid. Afraid as the eyes of those little dogs that are always outside shops. And they're always shivering whether it's 4 degrees or 40 degrees. They're always tied to parking meters or bike stands. Sort of a cross between a small greyhound and a chihuahua. A whippet. Eyes just like that. And her hair was beautiful too. Long, curly, and very, very clean. I was sitting alone, as usual, on a table of 8. There were no other tables free. She came over and asked if she could sit. I should stop calling her she, shouldn't I? Because if my mother was here, she'd stand up in front of everyone and say, Colin, she's the cat's mother. But what does that mean? She's the cat's mother. I think it was one of those sayings that were passed on from generation to generation and suffered a bit from Chinese whisper syndrome. You know Chinese whisper where you sit in a circle and the first person says something to the second person and the second person says to the third person and by the time it gets back to the first person it's completely different? That's what happened. About 1700 somebody said she's going on a holiday with her mother. And then about 1800 it turned into she's going on a holiday with her mother and she's thinking of taking the cat. And then about 1900 it was she's going on a holiday with the cat and the mother of the cat. And now she's the cat's mother. Definite Chinese whisper syndrome. Classic case. So, I didn't get to know her name. So can I have a name for the girl from somebody? Ted. Who? Ted. Ted. Susan. Thank you. Thanks, Dad. So, Susan came over and asked if she could sit. Susan came over and asked if Susan would sit down. Susan came over and asked if she could sit down, and I said, sure. Things were off to a good start. But I thought, now I'll have to get the conversation going. So I came up with a little gem that I knew would get the two of us conversing our little bums off in no time. I leaned forward, put on my most interesting face, my most attractive voice, and said, quietly yet powerfully, clearly yet hauntingly, pretty cold outside, eh? And she answered, oh, the sound of her voice was like music to my ears. She said, So the waiter came over and Susan asked for a cafe latte. I was so racked with tension I'd lost my complete appetite. So I thought maybe I should order for what she asked for so it would look like we're on the same wavelength. So I asked for a cafe latte with milk. So the waiter came over, gave us the coffees, and I thought, oh, I'll have to try again. So I said, can you pass me the sugar, please? And she passed me the sugar, and I didn't know whether to say thanks or thank you. And I got so nervous and flustered that when I got the sugar, I said, thank. It really worked. So you can drink a cafe latte and me trying to disguise the fact that I'd never liked coffee in my life, even with 16 spoonfuls of sugar. And she was drinking her coffee really fast. In a couple of seconds she'd be finished and she'd be out the door. I'd never see her again. What could I do to keep her there? What could I do to keep her there a minute longer, a second longer? What beautifully crafted words or moves could I expel to stop her in her tracks? But who was I kidding? She wouldn't be interested in any romantic poem or sensual dance in the middle of a cafe. Give me some thought and I'll give you my word. Give me some time and I'll fly like a bird. Give me a sign and I'll surely shiver. Give me some postcards and I will deliver them. Give me a chance, I won't let you down. Give me your hand, you'll be safe and sound. Give me your heart and I'll treat it good. Give me some fire, baby, and I'll chop the wood. If you're a vegetarian, I'll be your lentil. If you like Barbara Streisand, I'll even watch Yentl. If you are a vegetarian, I won't search for clues for why you wear a leather jacket and leather shoes. If we were young and I wanted to let you know I liked you, I'd push you in the pool and mess up your game of elastics too. If you're feeling low, I'll be there to talk. If you're a Burke Street Mall, I'll be your Swanston walk. I'll be your friend if you need me. I'll be your driver from point A to point B. I'll be your Melways if you lose your way. I'll be your concession card if you haven't got enough to pay. I'll be your video if all the new releases have been rented. I'll be your panel bidder if your car has been dented. I'll be your 5 cents if you're that much short. I'll be the other party if you want to go Harvey's in a piece of chocolate torte. It was too late. As I was thinking, she finished the coffee, she got up to the counter and she was paying. It was over. Failed. Maybe one last chance. Maybe I could trip her up on the way past the table, on the way to the door. Maybe I could go up to the counter and swing around and hand her a fiver and say, hey, this one's on me, sugar. Or maybe I could fake an asthma attack and hope that she's got a St John's ambulance certificate or something. As I was burying my face into the sugar bowl, contemplating my ineptitude, I felt this angelic warmth next to me.